Today, I'm going to talk to you about realtor commissions, and we're going to talk about common misconceptions and really shed some light on the reason why you should never ask your realtor to discount their commissions. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm know to share with other people because the information is valuable, and that's absolutely my goal, is to give you valuable information today. If you're looking for help with your financing, we are in multiple states and we can help you. Check us out at weeksteam.com or give us a call at 985-300-LOAN. That's LOAN. So today we are going to talk about real estate commission, common misconceptions, and why you should never ask your realtor for a discount of their commission. So you're going to love this one. I dropped this on Facebook just as a post, and it went over really well, and I got a lot of comments and shares and things like that. So I thought, you know what, let me dive in a little bit more because this is obviously an interesting topic to others. Now, I wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't give a shout out to my friend and also loan officer out in Cali, Jeannette Hartmann, because she's the one who started the post and kind of had the idea, and looks like she came up with that material. So I want to thank her for that and give her a shout out. Now, without further ado, let's dive right in. So we called it, PSA on realtor commissions. Please don't ask your realtor for a discount. So every market right now in the country is insane. I mean, we've got rates that are shooting up. That's changing what people can approve for. People always tend to try to approve for their max. So imagine if you were pre-approved for your max at a 4% interest rate, that's now 4.75. Just as an example, I'm not quoting an interest rate. I'm just giving you a scenario. That could definitely change the amount that you're approved for and the amount that you need to go out there and shop for that particular house. Combine that with the shortage of listed homes on the market. Now, maybe there's not a shortage of homes altogether. That's debatable. I got in a little debate on Facebook about that too, but who knows what's really, really true. It's kind of hard to find those accurate facts sometimes. So let's just assume that we're not having a shortage of houses, but we're having a shortage of listings. So you've got changing approval amounts or pre-approval amounts. You've got a lack of inventory, which is driving up the prices. So now you've got compressed amounts, compressed sales price due to higher interest rates, and then you've also got higher prices. So it's kind of like the perfect storm. So the realtors are working hard, as they always have, and they're working even harder now because when you get an offer on a house, you might get one offer. If you're lucky, you would get two, and you would go through that. Imagine getting 5 and 10 and 15 offers on a property and having to go through all of those. I mean, that's more work, and figuring out what's best for the seller. And that's just a lot of hard work that goes into that. So I want to give you a glimpse into their world. Real estate agents, first of all, they do not keep all the money that everybody thinks, oh my God, they make so much money for filling out a paper, putting out a sign, and taking some pictures. So let's just shed the light on that, because you could not be more wrong. First of all, a real estate agent does not just show houses. That's not what they do. They actually negotiate contracts. They negotiate you the best deal if they're listing your house, and they negotiate the best price if they're helping you to buy a house, right? So let's just break down some numbers though. Let's say that there's a $500,000 home and a 3% commission, which is pretty standard. That's $15,000. You think that is a lot of money. Is it? I don't think it is when you think about these things, okay? Number one, that's before taxes. Well, hey, let's get out the calculator. Why not? Not going to be perfectly accurate because I don't have all of these figures, but let's just start with that. Let's just say if your taxes are 25%. So you got let me back up. I'm going to start and say it's before broker splits first. So let's just say that the commission is $15,000, and not all brokers split the commission, but there are a lot who do. So we're going to divide that into 2. We're already down to $7,500. Now let's take out 25% taxes. Now we're down to $5,625. We are from $15,000, which seems to be a grand number, right? Now we're down to $5,625. And guess what? That's not including marketing costs. I am sure that's hundreds and or thousands of dollars. That's not including their board fees that they have to pay every single year. What about their office that they have to pay for? What about their insurances that they have to pay for? What about their professional photos of themselves, right? And what about the professional photos of your home? What about the videos of your home? That's hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? That's before, what if they have to pay to stage your home? Hundreds and hundreds of dollars again. That's before they spent money on gas. Now, I just got gas this morning, and it's cheaper compared to other parts of the country, but I paid $4.55 a gallon for premium. That's a shit ton of money, people. And keep in mind, the realtors are driving you all over town or meeting you all over town. That is before any other cost of doing business that, of course, I'm not even thinking of because I'm not a realtor. And let's not forget the legal liability that is on their shoulders and on the shoulders of their brokers that they take on with each and every transaction. And so that's kind of a mouthful. Let me say this because I didn't say this yet. How much is it worth to you to miss a family member's birthday, to miss your kids' event at school, to not be able to take them to get their braces off, to be at that event at school and be on your phone the whole entire time? How about Saturdays and Sundays when your family's doing family things and you have to run around town to meet people and negotiate contracts, right? What about those nights and weekends when you should be home with your family, relaxing, having dinner? Guess what? Realtors are pounding the pavements at that point. And think about it. They're working all day to get the deals done with lenders and title companies and photographers and stagers during the day. And then at night, they're having to go let people into houses and show them houses and meet them when they're off of work. So how much does that cost? Because I think that's priceless. And if you're a real estate agent, that's what you're giving up. So think about that. When you're trying to say, hey, will you discount your commission for me? Is that really fair? Because I don't think it is. I really don't. I would love, love, love to hear your comments. So please, please, please drop them below. Now, moving on. Let's talk about the things that they do not get that you do get with a 9-to-5 job, okay? They're not getting subsidized health care. We didn't take that out of that number that I crunched for you, okay? They're not getting employer-matched 401k. What is your employer match? They're not getting that. They're not getting paid vacations and holidays. The biggest joke that we always say as a lender and or as realtors is, if you are not busy, take a vacation. Because as soon as you try to go on vacation and there's no one to fill your shoes, everything hits the fan. You know what I mean? So that's always the joke. They don't get weekends off. They don't get nights off. They don't get maternity or paternity leave. They don't get bereavement pay. I'm probably saying that wrong. Bereavement pay or leave. They're not getting a company car. And they choose to be in real estate. And why do they choose that? Well, I'm going to say again, lenders and realtors, because we're really similar in a lot of ways. We choose this career because we love it. We love the high of hurrying and getting things done and the hustle and bustle and being such a great impact or having such a great impact on people during the biggest purchase of their lives. Think about it. People get married, they might get a house. People get divorced, they might get a house. People are buying their first home. People are buying their retirement homes. People are buying their downsize homes when their kids move out. These are all big life events that are really exciting and just heartwarming to be able to share with people when they're going through these things in their lifetime. And that's a little bit about why they choose this career, because they're loving it, right? Now, it does allow uncapped growth. It does allow unlimited income potential. But in this climate, if an agent wants to make money, they have to be available all hours of the day, 7 days a week, writing an offer at 11 p.m. at night, not a.m., but yes, it happens. And sometimes they do walkthroughs at 6 a.m. before somebody goes to work, right? They're holding open houses. Of course, that's always on the weekends, you know, and they're always willing to drop a fork right in the middle of dinner to jump up and stop what they're doing to go show you that house right now so that you don't miss out. So before you ask any of them for a discount, I want you to do the following for me. Think about everything you get paid to do And imagine having to discount your hourly rate or your salary every single time somebody asks you to do so. I'm pausing on purpose. I want you to think about that, because I can't imagine a single one of you not saying, hell no, I will, because that's what people say when I'm like, hey, you really want to ask for that discount? Would you go to work for free for your boss? Hell no, I won't, right? Exactly. And you know that's what you're saying at the same time. So why would you ask somebody to do something that you would never be willing to do yourself? So instead of asking for a discount, why don't you choose a realtor that you trust? Choose a realtor that cares for you, that isn't too busy to explain the process so you understand what's going on, and that will earn every single dollar of their value. That's my main tip, number one, okay? Now, a couple of things that I wanted to make sure to touch on in this video are things like, how do commissions work? We talked about that 3%. We talked about that $15,000 that gets to be well below $5,000, like really, really fast, right? So who pays the fee? Here's a big thing a lot of people don't realize. The buyer does not pay the fee. I mean, in like less than 1% of the time, something's off the wall and a buyer will pay a fee, but it rarely ever happens. The seller pays the percentage to the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. So the buyer is not even paying the fee. So why are you going to ask for a discount for something you're not even paying for? Keep that in mind, okay? The seller's the one who's going to negotiate what they're going to pay when it comes to the listing versus you trying to buy that listing. And there's not really a standard fee. A lot of times in a lot of the states that I'm licensed in, I see 6%. And then that's split 3 and 3, and 3% is what I used to get that $15,000 number, because it was one half of the transaction, not both realtors. But I have seen other instances where in other areas it might be 7%, and I've even seen things like land going for like a 10% fee as well. So that can definitely change for sure. So remember, of course, they're going to pay their brokers a percentage. They're not getting the total amount. And they're getting paid based on the sales price, whereas loan officers, we get paid based on the loan amount, not the sales price. I would love to get paid on the sales price. If anyone listening is in an important position or chair, they'd like to make that change, I will gladly accept that, and I bet all the other loan officers would too. But that's just a side note. Anyway, so a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, is just right now, everything's crazy. The prices are crazy. Everybody's crazy. COVID's still crazy. You got people transitioning to homeschooling like never before. People are moving like never before. Rates are higher than they've been in a really long time, although they're still really, really good interest rates. And everybody's working harder than they have before, and they're probably making less money than they have before. And it's just a really, really big difference. There's a lot going on. So whatever position you're in, buyer's agent, seller, buyer, how about we just give everybody a little bit of slack and thank everybody for the part that they're doing, because everybody is working really hard right now. And I'm going to leave you here with this, okay? According to Indeed.com, updated March 23rd of 2022, in Louisiana, because it's going to be different in different states, according to 396 salaries reported, the average salary or income, salary is probably a bad word, but the average income for a real estate agent is $75,389. Now, just comparing that, according to Real Estate Ninja, an entry-level agent can expect to make around $44,000, while the average increases by more than $30,000 each time by the time that you've reached 20 years in real estate. And shouting out to Levi Lassick, because he says this stat, and I hope I don't mess it up, but basically the average real estate agent starts with only about $5,000 to their name. And the average overall of everybody, not just these little snippets, right? But the average overall real estate agent makes around $8,000 in a year. And that's probably why so many become a real estate agent and then don't stay a real estate agent for long. Because can you imagine all the stuff I just said that you have to do, work through, deal with, days, nights, weekends, missing things, to potentially make $8,000 in a year? It's a tough gig. So let's give the realtors a break. And in summary, I hope this really helps you understand real estate agents and their pay and how it works. And as a buyer, remember, you're not going to pay for the realtor because the seller does. So let the Weeks team help you with your financing, and we would love to get you a great deal and get you in that right home and get you into the payment that you can afford and you're comfortable with. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found the information valuable, and I sure hope to see you in the next one.